Hello, it's The Plug. How can I help you? What's up, everybody? My name is KIYANA, and I am the owner and creator of The Party Plug. The Party Plug is a one-stop shop business that focuses on event styling, luxury balloon decor, and party rentals. Now that you know who I am so happy to have you here on my channel for the new segment called Plug Talk. I'll be sharing tips, tricks, and all of the scoops of things that you need to know if you are a part of the event world. So, let's get into it, girl. Let's go ahead and take a deep dive into what we're going to be talking about today, which is pricing. So I always get comments like, how much would you charge for this? How much would you charge for that? And things like that. It makes it easier for you and it makes it easier for me. So when you go, you already know what the price is. And then for me, I don't have to have the hassle of going back and forth, sending emails or sending responses, giving you quotes for different things. So I wanted to make this video to show you what I would charge for this backdrop if I was renting this whole setup out to somebody. And I'm gonna be looking at my phone and my notes because I had to kind of like write everything down and itemize it, because I just like coming and trying to go on video and tell you everything off the top of my head was going to be a little hard. All right, so before we get started, I want to pop a picture of the digital mock-up that I created so you can see exactly what the backdrop is going to look like. Here's the digital mock-up, and in this mock-up we have two arch walls. As you can see, both of my arch walls are 6 feet tall and 3 feet wide. So in the mock-up, one looks shorter than the other, but they are the same height. The grass wall is going to be a 4x10, so it's 10 feet tall and 4 feet wide. And then we have our balloons, cutouts, decals, and everything. So we're gonna go over everything. The only thing that I won't mention with pricing is like the favors and stuff that are on the dessert wall, because most of the time when I have a client, I'm setting up like a focal point for them, they are providing those things, or they outsource to a vendor for those things. So cupcakes, favors, drinks, drink tags, like favor boxes or anything like that. Those are handled by the client specifically. So in this mock-up, let's start with the first thing in the picture, which is the dessert wall. So for my favorite / dessert wall, if I was renting this out, it would be rented for $125, and that includes the paint. So you can, when renting my wall, you can request it to be any color, and I'm gonna go get that color, I'm gonna paint it, and that's how I'll deliver it to you already painted. Now on the dessert wall, there's a decal. So that decal that says Jaden's World is also a decal that I created, and that would be $40. So we have the wall at $125 and the decal at $40. Moving on to the grass wall, which I already explained, that is a 4x10 wall. So with my grass wall, you can either get it 4x10 or 8x10. So for the grass wall is $110, and if I was renting out the whole 8 feet at 10 feet tall, then it would be $220. But for the sake of this video, it's $110. And keep in mind, with the grass wall, it doesn't stand up on its own, so you have to have a stand by it. So depending on the amount spent in the setup, I'll probably just throw that in there instead of adding the extra cost for the stand. But I don't do that all the time. But in this case, I would throw it in there because I already made a pretty good profit off of the total, right? Now on top of the grass wall, there is a cutout sign that says level 9. And it just kind of goes with that Minecraft theme. It's in the Minecraft font, and I created that myself. And then also there is a spider cutout that I also created with that pixelated like look from the Minecraft theme. And in total, those two cutouts would be $100. So to basically $50 for each cutout, right? Moving on to my next arch wall. So this is just a full-on arch wall, and it's painted green, and I would rent this wall for $100. And then the decal that is on top of the wall, which is like that Minecraft face silhouette, would be $40. So that would be $40, and then the wall is $100. So moving on from that wall, right in front of the wall is our pedestal, which could be used to display cakes, flowers, cupcakes, whatever you want to display on the pedestal. But I thought adding the pedestal, even though I didn't have a cake, I thought adding the pedestal into this look was really nice, especially because I made it look like one of those like bombs that are in the Minecraft theme, and then I added the TNT decal, right? So my pedestal, renting out my pedestal would be $50, and of course that will also be customized to whatever color you want. This TNT decal will only be $25. Okay, now let's get into the balloons, because everybody wants to know the pricing of balloons. So here's my cost. I charge $35 per foot for balloons, and I also, my smallest garland that I'm offering is 12 feet, right? So for my minimum for balloons would be $420. So if it's a setup like this where the balloons are just like this backdrop, the grass backdrop that the balloons are on is 10 feet tall, but I would charge $420 because the more details you add to it, that you're adding more like feet to the balloon. So even if I go a little over 12 feet, if it's something like this and it's more on a simpler side, I'm going to charge my minimum, which is $420. If we start to get bigger and bigger, I'm going to do 35. So if I'm doing two 8-foot garlands, I'm going to do 35 times 16, which is going to get me my total cost of the balloon garland. Also, I do have swords on these balloons, so I do include that in the cost. I didn't add, like, I wouldn't price anything extra to add those swords to the balloon, but to the balloon garland, because I only added 3 and it's so small. But I am going to add in the cost of the swords. So those were $10, so I added that $10 in. If I'm going up 10 feet, I'm going to get that 12 feet somewhere when I start to add details onto the balloon garland to make it more chunky. I'm adding more feet. I'm adding more definition, more dimension to the balloon garland. So that 12 foot is going to come in somewhere. And typically if it is like a small garland like this, I will just keep it at my minimum $420 price. However, that does not include installation and delivery. So I'm going to charge an installation fee. I'm going to charge a delivery cost, because whether I'm getting a U-Haul or I'm using my own transportation, I'm still using gas, I'm still using mileage. So I'm going to charge that delivery fee. So now that we have all of the information of what I would charge for this focal point, let's go ahead and just break it down one more time. So the arch wall would be $100. The favorite / dessert wall would be rented for $125. The pedestal would be $50. The balloon garland would be $420. The swords on the balloon garland would be $10. The 4x10 grass wall would be $110. The cutouts, including the spider and the level 9, would be $100. The decal that says Jaden's World would be $40. The decal that is a silhouette of the Minecraft face would be $40. And then the decal on the pedestal that says TNT would be $25, which gives us a grand total of $1,020. So I would charge $1,020 for this entire setup, plus delivery and plus installation. That's my price breakdown. I've rented enough from outside vendors to know what things cost. So I think that's a very fair cost, and that's the reason why I wanted to start to build my own props, so that I could keep more money into my own pocket, because I'm not charging tons of money for my setups. So I need to be able to at least make somewhat of a profit. So that's how I plan to scale my business. If I'm not doing a full event, I'm not only offering balloons, but I'm also offering rentals, decals, and things like that, which helps me to scale up and make more money. So I hope you enjoyed this episode of Plug Talk today. I really just wanted to dive in and give you those numbers. I think I got inspired when I would look on Instagram and I started to see price breakdowns that different event planners would post and tell you how much an entire event would cost. And that's just because when I first started, I felt like, I always say this, but when I first started doing events, I felt like it was a secret society. No, like you didn't know what people were charging. You had to like submit fake inquiries to see what numbers people would throw out there, and it was just too much. And I would search out for event planners and balloon artists to see what they were charging, and it was just really like no information for me. Like they wouldn't give it. And so I had to kind of do the footwork on my own. I had to make my own mistakes and figure out what works for me and what doesn't work for me. And I think I'm to that point now where I'm just figuring out what things work for me, what prices I need to charge that it makes sense to my business. And I'm ready to like elevate, and I feel like this is not only helping me be more transparent, but it's helping the next person who's interested in doing events and balloons to kind of know what to charge and not to make the same mistakes that I make, because pricing is a big thing, and charging the wrong price will put you in a bigger hole than you need to be in. Like you have to charge the right price in order to make money. So I'm giving you this advice so you don't make the same mistakes that I made when I first started out. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was very helpful and informative to you. Leave me something in the comments. Let me know how you felt about the video, any ideas of different things I should film for Plug Talk, because this is going to be a video that I'm coming out with every Tuesday. So I'm interested to see what else you want to see from me. And I hope you enjoyed this episode of Plug Talk. It was just chill, sit down, and very informative. And that's what this series is all about. So I will see y'all in the next episode. Peace.